It thrilled me to no end when I was reading tonight. I had to go live. I had to tell you this. How I am beside myself, in love with the fact that Candace Owens is doing it again, appearing in St. Petersburg along with the likes of Steven Seagal and that those awful Tate brothers. Why anybody gets near those folks, I will never ever know. But the thing about it, which is the most fascinating and I love so much, is the fact that she is basically, Candace is saying, I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm not asking for permission. And you, Sean Penn, can go and kiss Zelensky's ass. And you, Ben Stiller, I don't know what the hell that was about, can do the same thing. But I'm supposed to ask. There's nothing illegal about what was going on. And the radical right, or whatever the typical neocon, as in con man, this crew and others, they can't figure it out because she never asked for permission. Well, I love it. Now, listen, my friends, let me tell you something. How do I say this in French? The shit's going to hit the fan real soon. Maybe up to in July. Who knows? Because our foreign policy is a wreck. And when it hits the fan, you're going to be put into a position right now. I don't know what. We can guess what it is with the reserves, but you had better seriously think about emergency food and what to hell if you've got what to do if you've got to book it. And My Patriot Supplies, we've been them for years with them. They've got a great deal for you right now. You listen very carefully because let me tell you something. Before, I was like my nose. Whenever we talked about prepping, people said, "Oh, that's the craziest thing." Really? You think prepping's crazy? I don't think so. Listen to this. When disaster hits, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall back on what you already prepared. Wildfires, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, blackouts, EMP and grid attacks, riots, disaster. Get it? And when the warning comes, there's no time to search for flashlights or bottled water or first aid supplies while your family waits at the door. That's why My Patriot Supply created the fully stocked bug out bag. You've got to get this. It's a rugged, grab-and-go tactical backpack packed with 60 emergency essentials, including food, water, shelter, fire, starting tools, lighting, first aid, and more. Everything is already packed and ready right out of the box. Keep one in your car, your home, your RV, your office, your cabin, because the emergencies never make appointments. And right now, you can get $100 off plus free shipping for a limited time. So act now. There will be no special invitation in life. Disaster always comes unannounced. Get prepared now. Go to preparewithlionel.com. That's preparewithlionel.com and click the link today. My friends, I got to tell you something right now. I cannot explain to you. By the way, Mrs. Ellen and I just got back. We had a wonderful event this evening, which is just for, I'll let her tell you about it, but it was just, it was one of the premier groups to stop child trafficking. And it was really, really, it was something. Absolutely, positively something. So when we got back, they're going, we went down 7th. In front of the garden, they were going bananas with game one of this thing, going crazy. And what's interesting also, by the way, it's 59-48, not good. Anywho, they're not even playing at the garden. But it was crazy. Plus, it was graduation night. It was nuts. But we went there. It was a terrific thing. God bless. I was the dutiful husband. I'm there. That's right. The pretty face. That's me taking pictures, doing my thing. But as I was there and I'm checking things out, I'm looking at what's going on regarding Candace and how she's driving these people batshit, apeshit crazy. And I love it. She is once again generating headlines, this time after appearing at what many observers call Russia's version of Davos, the prestigious economic and political forum in St. Petersburg, closely associated with Vladimir Putin. And her appearance comes at a particularly sensitive moment as Russia continues its military operations in Ukraine. and international attention. And by the way, they've said, if you don't cut this out, we're going to blast the living shit out of Ukraine. And nobody should say anything, because when Trump picks up the phone and says he's going to do the same thing to Iran, nobody complains about that. Many people argue that Candace has built her reputation on challenging conventional narratives and engaging with viewpoints that much of Western media often ignores. So what? They see the trip as consistent with her willingness to ask questions others avoid and to examine geopolitical issues from multiple perspectives. Others, however, they view the timing differently. They note that appearing at a high-profile Russia event while Ukraine continues to endure missile strikes, remember what do you have any idea what's happening at the behest also of NATO? Do I have to tell you what this was about? NATO, but they just stuck the thumb in Putin's eye like, come on, take it, shut up, just take it. And he said, I wouldn't have that. A NATO country on my border, shut up. Okay. And what's also I've got to tell you this much, and maybe you know more about this than I do. It was so funny too, because Steven Seagal is there. You got to hand it. Steven Seagal, bless Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is like, did you hear the story about how, what's his name? The fellow who was the big martial arts, who basically put him, he says, nobody can put me in a chokehold. He did, and he soiled himself. He evacuated his lower cloaca. What was his name? Gene, the dance machine. Gene, the martial arts guy. Anyway, Rogan's friend. He's there and he does this thing. Okay, fine. They say he's crazy. He's not. Gene LaBelle, thank you, Extreme Fight. Thank you. He was there doing it. And, but the Tate brothers, Candace, stay away. Stay away. I'm telling you, you don't need that. You don't need that. These people ain't no good. And that Andrew, the big mouth, no, you got to be very careful, young lady. Very careful. We don't want to sully that image. Okay? But the very fact that she's saying, I'm going to go wherever I want. I loved it. I love it. That's what I want to see. Respect indeed. She's got cojones like elephantine. I don't know what you want to call them. I was like, my God. I love that she's got guts, she's got balls, and nobody can stop her. And the thing is, she's not doing anything wrong. And she won't kowtow. And meanwhile, Ben Shapiro, whom I discussed today, is absolutely doing nothing. Ben Shapiro, that twit. He had it all. He had it made. We had it all, like Bogey and Bacall, the great Bertie Higgins sang. You just don't know. And those bastards in 60 Minutes. I'm with Barry Weiss on this one. You tell that stupid Scott Pelley, pound sand. Don't let the door kick you in the ass on your way out. Who do you think you are? Scott Pelley? He always sounds like he's eating toffee, or like he's trying to like he's trying to pass a hockey puck on the pot. You know what I mean? Like he's on the loo. Like he's in mid-Valsalva. He's grinding. You're irrelevant, Pelley. Rhymes with smelly. Get out of here. Beat it. Leslie Stahl's next. Who cares? 60 Minutes. Oh, my God. Don't take 2020 away. What are we going to do without 60 Minutes? 60 Minutes ain't the same since Mike Wallace isn't there. What are you talking about? It's over. These people live in this la-la land. And you know what? Barry Weiss, for the most part, ain't some wunderkind. So what? And the best part, when you call it Zionism forever, I know what you're saying. And that's separate and distinct. But she's basically going into 60 Minutes. She's telling them what they have to do regarding Trump. You got to kiss Trump's ass. When they were told, you better not say anything about COVID. You better be very careful. You better give this particular way of thinking. They said, okay, no problem. They went along with that. They went along with that. No sweat from them, right? But all of a sudden, they can't stand it when she's being told to say something they don't like. See, it's not that they mind being told or having their stuff dictated. That's not the issue. The issue is that they don't want it to be right wing or pro Israel or whatever it is. I don't think it should be pro anything. But the point is, it doesn't matter. You do understand what's going on with Barry Weiss, Israel, AIPAC. You understand it, right? I mean, you understand this, right? Right? You got this. Everybody says, ooh, it's Zionism. You just figured that out, Sparky, huh? Okay, good for you. Did you mind, by the way, when NATO was telling everybody what to do? Did you mind that? Were you complaining about that? No. Where were you then? Most people don't even know what NATO is. They have no clue. Okay, that sort of bothered them. But this is Israel. Oh. No, I'm not saying I agree with you. America first. By the way, that is so over. It's not even, it's done. It is done. And you know it's good when basically Trump called up Axios and said, tell him about my phone call. Nobody denied it. Nobody denied it. And there's one thing that Bibi is going to do. Bibi is going to basically push Trump too far. And there's one thing you don't do with him. You don't piss on him. You don't question his authority. Jared, AIPAC, screw you. He's going to say, you don't understand something. I'm a megalomaniac. I'm an egomaniac. I'm talking about reflection polls and my picture on passports and the $250 bill. And you're going to push me around? You're going to what? No, screw it. I don't care forget it. You don't do this. And they're going to tell Bibi, way to go, Beeb, way to go. Now you pissed him off? The man's a maniac. You do understand that, right? See, I'm not asking you, don't pass any judgment. Just tell me the way it is. Trump's got this thing where I'm the boss. I'm the king. I'm Patton. I'm George Washington. Kiss my ass and give me a half an hour to draw a crowd. How dare you? How dare you? And a lot of folks are going to say, I told you so. And Trump's going to say, look, my whole thing is the disrespect part. Okay? This thing, October the 7th, was the end. It was the end. It was handled so. How did you go from having the whole world basically on your side? Everybody, October the 7th, said, Israel, whatever you want, Hamas is horrible. They went from that to this. What did you do? Because they don't think. They just do what they want. They're kind of like Trump in a weird way. They follow this Trump idea of where they say, we're going to do whatever we want. And Trump says, no, excuse me, I'm going to do whatever I want. And then when Bibi said to J.D. Vance, they report to me every day, including J.D. Oh, he was pissed off. He was pissed off. So understand something. Whatever you think about Barry Weiss, fine. Go ahead. I'm not going to try to tell you you're wrong. But when it comes to basically shoving it up the arse of CBS, I love it. Scott Pelley's one of these guys that you work with who thinks that the employees run the shop. Doesn't work like that. Who does this jadrul think he is? I'm serious. I am dead serious. Now understand something. You do understand there's the issue of Barry Weiss and CBS, Barry Weiss and Israel, and Barry Weiss and Zionism. Some people say, Barry Weiss. I say, okay, fine. We're talking about CBS. Some people say, I can't break it into 3 different categories. I am trained to attack when I hear Barry Weiss. I don't care what she's doing. She's basically if anybody else had done this, you'd have said, great. But because it's Barry Weiss, you're into that train Zionism. It's like, take it easy. It's a different issue. We're not talking about that. It's like there's this thing. It's like, relax. We're not talking about it. We're talking about CBS. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter regarding this. You see what I'm saying? One of the biggest problems that some people have is they can't compartmentalize. They can't say Trump's right about this, wrong about this, right about this, wrong about that. It's all or nothing. You know, these assholes who were doing the No Kings march, they just hate Trump. Trump does nothing right ever. Ever. Don't fall into that. Don't fall into this. You hear Barry White and you don't even hear what I'm saying. Barry White's an apparatchik. She's following orders. She has no independent thought in this. She's basically carrying the water for Trump. I love it. Because remember, nobody complained about Scott Pelley doing or being ordered what to say regarding COVID, regarding everything else, but he happened to believe that. It wasn't the fact that somehow people had control over CBS. They didn't like this control and this storyline. You see what I'm saying? This is a different story. Big time. Big time. Make sure you're able to always compartmentalize. Just like, I don't know if somebody, it's like, what do you need to know? What's with this Tate Brothers stuff? What are you? These are people that are radioactive. What's the matter with you? Have you followed any of this? Oh, no, they're, no. That's right. Don't conflate Barry Weiss's religion with her job duties. And by the way, it's not her religion. Because not all Jews are Zionists. You do understand that there are secular Jews, there are atheist Jews. That's my favorite. It's not just a religion that's Judaism, it's a culture. It's more than that. We even have Jews for Jesus, which isn't as popular as they used to be. That's the problem people have with the notion of confusing Judaism with this state. When somebody, how do I say this? When people claim, and the argument is that if you claim some type of property right to greater Israel, and you're from Jersey, what? It doesn't make any sense. Japanese people are from Japan. French people are from France. Who's from Israel? Israelis and Palestinians. It's confusing. I don't want to argue this at this point. That's the issue. Make sure you do me a favor. I beg you. Spend some time acting smart about the issue. Don't go off half-cocked with this seething, frothing hatred. Say what you want. Hold on to your opinion, but tone it down. Drop it down. Whether it's Trump, Bibi, the left, Biden, anything. Everybody on both sides, they're losing their minds. Be an adult. Describe it carefully. Just explain it very, very carefully. Donovan says, DT gone from public for 6 days. Possible stroke. Ivanka's island sparks protest. She wants to build a city from scratch. Oil futures pay off well. That's what many people are saying. I'm sorry, I forgot to put that right there. I've heard the same thing about Trump. You know, many times Trump has had a stroke. He's been sick. Many times. Trump hasn't been seen. What's the story about when he's yelling at Caitlyn, what's her, who's this? You don't smile. What was that? Did he have a stroke then too? What about that? He's screaming and yelling at people today. The guy's got, his ankles are swollen. He has reflux. He obviously, she'll wear some some compression socks. Oh, he's got a bruise in his hand. They said that they did the same thing with Putin. Remember, Putin had 9 kinds of cancer. Putin was in bad shape. Remember that? Putin's the one saying, "What are you talking about? Doing his judo, doing his." The one who looked terrible was Joe Biden, and those bastards looked you right in the eye and they said, "He's sharp as a tack." Sharp as a tack. The hell are you talking about? You understand this? So listen, I know. Oh, look at this. Zionists own Trump. Gee, did you figure that out for yourself? Wow. Look at this. Epstein video on Trump is kept in Tel Aviv. Look, do me a favor. It's not, I'm not arguing this doesn't have any basis, but aren't you embarrassed? Acting like this is the big news? You know how long they've been saying this? The Epstein. Seriously. It's like, do you think this is news? Do you think like, well, isn't that, everybody's been saying this forever. Go back. Go back. It's like nothing is new. I'm not saying it's invalid. I think your point is very well taken. But when you do this, you insult us by saying, well, Kennedy said he was going to break the CIA into 1,000 pieces. Are you bringing that shit up again? We've heard this a million times. Well, I just wanted you to know I know something about this. Come up, and if you bring up the liberty again, I'm gonna lose my mind. It's like, give me something else. You've got a great point. I'm with you. But look at this politically. The ones who are doomed, Levin, Ben Shapiro, gone. They've killed this. They could have had somebody rational who came out and said, you know what? You bring up a good point. Let me explain to you kind of our position. And I'm not sure. I'm not going to be able to describe it, but maybe somebody out there can explain to you the whole Gaza mess and not sound like some raving lunatic. But no, they get Levin, they get Ben Shapiro, they get these other, and then they get these fools who go on Piers Morgan. Why would anybody go on Piers Morgan? You're going to look like an asshole. I mean, it's like this is the worst argument there is. So what I'm saying is, get some new material. Let's talk about this, but explain. Don't speak in sound bites and bumper sticker stuff. Let's talk about some big things. This is so huge. I've been telling you this forever. Since 88, 38 years when I've been doing this thing professionally, I've never heard anybody so much as even hint about saying this about Israel. Never. I've never heard this. Not even close. October the 7th. What happened with Hamas, they had it, and then Gaza was, and by the way, they've been doing this to Gaza forever. People say, where have you been? Gaza, West Bank is like, forgot. Don't know why. It didn't cross the blood-brain barrier. And then all of a sudden, what they did with Gaza, that was it. And then the ICC, the ICJ, it collapsed. Focus on that. Don't keep bringing up these tropes. And can you explain Zionism? Can you explain it? Can you explain it? Tim Dillon went on Morgan. Okay, what does that mean? Thank you. Piers Morgan is an idiot. He's an idiot. And what he needs to do is he needs to sit there and say, Piers, you know, he had me. This is so funny. First of all, this Judge Rule, he blocked me from Twitter. Can you believe, or X? What a chicken shit. This guy, what's his thing called? The last word or the final word, whatever the hell it is. You're blocking me, little pussy? Blocking me? I never even talked to you. My thoughts are so evil that you don't even want to see it. Put me on ignore. So then one day I get this thing from this is his show. He goes, "Do you want to be on the Piers Morgan show?" And I said, "Are you sure about this?" "Oh yeah. We think," obviously they never talked to Piers. "Oh, we think you," I forget what it was. It was about Candace or something. This is what he did. I said, "Are you sure about this? Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah." Sure enough, later on, he just never got me. I said, "What about this show?" "Oh, we went in a different direction." "So you were gonna call me, you prick?" This is how they are. They're pussies. They don't have any guts. Let's talk about it, Piers. He's nothing. He's not even. Anyway, Ronald Rice says, "Just sensing a little love, Lionel." Great shows are sensing or sending a little love. I think sending. Oh, thank you. I thought you were sensing love, which is what we need. Some really strong people. Candace will do it. Tucker, absolutely. There's a whole new world coming out of it, a brand new world. And what Piers Morgan is doing, he's doing the Geraldo thing again. He's pitting people together, and he gets this one does this, and he gets Anna Kasparian, and she loses her shit. By the way, she's very smart. See, another thing, you don't understand this. There were people who, and don't think for a moment, because I still live in another world. I was at some event the other day, and they had name tags. I swear to God, it said him and her. I said, "Oh, you're not doing this him and her shit, are you?" Somebody said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Not you." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because this is stupid. This is stupid. This is a relic from something. Say it." There are people who just kind of, you know what I mean? They kind of go with the flow. That's Piers Morgan. He doesn't have any balls, doesn't have a hair on his ass. He doesn't. He walks around here and he's great with the Royals. Great with the Royals because he knows that stuff. He's like a National Enquirer. But when it comes to really serious stuff, his whole thing is, there's a word, the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans. I remember I represented a bunch of these people, the cockfighters. This is true. There's this bird that they bring out. This poor thing is like, he's like blind and, just been beat up. And they take this is terrible, but they take the roosters, the fighters, and they wrap something around their horn so they can't hurt. So it's called a chuchong or something like that. It's this bird they bring out, and it's to build hatred, and these roosters are like, "I'll kill you." And they fly up. Let's say this is the height of the bird. They fly up around here, and they go. Brrr. But of course the spike can't get them because they're. Well, anyway, that's yes. I was sending LOL. Thank you for the great show. Thank you, sir. Of course, I even corrected that. That's Piers Morgan, and he puts these people together, and then finally, when it's so obvious. He doesn't say shit about Israel, nothing about Gaza, nothing about genocide, nothing about anything until it's so obvious where he says, "Are you sure I'm okay with this?" "Yes, Piers." "Are you sure?" "Yes, Piers." "Okay." Then he weighs on, then he weighs in, and he's a punk. He's like this coward. And it's okay if you like it. He brings people out and they yell at them. And these Israelis, I thought these guys were so smart. You've got to change. The people, first of all, your spokespeople look like they're from a Bond movie. They're like the bad guys. They're weird. They don't blink. They're heartless. Remember the British redheaded, the lawyer from thank you, Warehouse Work with Kim. That's a good one. I like that. Thank you. Remember the one lady with the red hair? Oh, there she is again. There's where I was working with Kim. Thank you there, Kimmy. Remember the woman? She has red hair. She's from Oxford. She's a barrister, and she comes out and she said, they act like they're just so cold when they were taking the bodies out of little kids from Hamas. I mean, from Gaza. And they were like stacking them one time. I'll never forget the back of an ambulance, like wood, like cords of wood. Like they were just nothing. They were piles of lumber, little babies, gray from the pyroclastic dust and the pallor and the smell of death and they came out and they acted like it was. I'm thinking, you're spokespeople. They don't have a heart. What's the matter with you? And then Piers Morgan, finally, Piers, is it okay? Are you sure? Yes, Piers, it's okay. Can I decry death? Yes. For the love of fucking God, yes. Finally. Okay. He doesn't have, he's got BB ball. He has no guts. He's not that bright. But because he speaks with a British accent, half of America says, well, he must know something because he's one of them British fellers. And they must know something because they talk like that. They sure as hell do. Oh. And they do this stuff and they actually say, Vladimir Putin's a killer. What did you say? He's a killer? And your boy baby, oh no. I don't even want to get, don't even listen, do yourself a favor. Don't explain to somebody Hamas, Hezbollah. Don't understand. Don't try to explain resistance fighters, resistance organization, the ANC. Remember Mandela? Apartheid, remember the ANC? Do I have to explain this? They live in this Manichaean world of good versus evil. And they don't see, it's like, well, from their point of view, they see this, and from their point of view, they see this. And from their point of view, they see like this. It just never ceases to amaze me. So anyway, so Candace is meeting with Putin, and she's loving Russia. People have told me that it's just I know people are used to Drago, and Boris and Natasha, but this is a very cultured country, been around since 800 CE. Somebody told me one time that when they lived in Russia, that a woman won't even go outside without being dressed up. It won't go outside. Won't go outside. We're walking around. People walk around with their fat ass hanging out, their big tender-bellied panist, spare tire, beer guts, steatopygian butox, wearing pajamas, slides, some kind of weird, funky hat, or whatever, with a cigarette, a pterodon, screaming and yelling. This is America. This is America. We wear pajamas at the airport. At the airport. And we're telling these people, oh, you're a killer. It just, this. So, Candace, you go, girl. You go. And you do whatever in the hell you want to. Stay away from the Tates, though. Remember, listen to Grandpa. You're gonna say, I was right. But you're not really, I mean, they're there. I don't know what the point of that is. Maybe they don't, I don't know. And Steven Seagal, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Because let me tell you something, my friends. And this is important. The year, by the way, Anno Domini, we say Common Era now. We do. Anno Domini, BC. A lot of people say, wait a minute. In the year of our Lord, well, we're not Christian. Well, Electronic Bookworm writes, Piers is like watching someone carefully getting into a pool, testing the water with a toe first. Candace jumps in head first and throws everybody out. Jamie Burlington, by the way, Jamie, when you called up, what was it? Was you called up on the radio show, and I thank you. You look handsome. Well, so do you. I appreciate that. That's other too. We went to an event tonight. I'm thinking some of these men walk around with their they wear like athletic shoes. Like somebody wear. Would you wear a tie? Anyway, what are you gonna do? CE means you're an antichrist. You don't believe. An antichrist is not believe. No, schmuck. Doesn't mean you don't believe. Doesn't mean like that. There are people who don't believe because they're not Christian. And anybody who knows anything today does not use BC and AD. It's been like that forever. It's common era. You know that, right? Because a lot of people don't recognize it. Well, that's the way I believe in Jesus. Well, not everybody believes in Jesus. Schmuck. What's the matter with you? Well, I don't care. You're the Antichrist. That's not the Antichrist. Well, I don't know what the Antichrist is. It's the opposite of Christ or something. And that's what I do. Come on. This is the moronic. You give Christianity a bad name. You give it a bad. Antichrist means you don't believe in Christ. No, you numbnuts. It doesn't mean that. That's not from the book of John. You never cracked the book. You never read anything about the Antichrist yet. You're a schmuck. You're the reason you give religion a bad name. Because you're just some hillbilly podunk trailer trash ne'er-do-well, some nitwit, some Boeotian who doesn't know diddly squat about anything. But by God, you're the standard bearer for Christianity, and you better say the right thing, or I'm going to call you an Antichrist. Shut up. My God. You Christians, especially, should sit there and scream at this idiot. I floundered on the radio show. I'll bring my A game next. You did not. You did not. But I did remember thinking, now I don't remember. Your gender I called wrong. I thought you were a man when you were a woman, or you were a woman when you were a man. I forgot. I forgot. I'm losing my sense. Who changed it to Common Era? Oh, for the love of God. Somebody give this guy a book and a calendar. What? Common Era? Whoa. Let's see this. This jadrul. Well, when did they do that? The abbreviations Common Era and BCE first appeared in academic astronomical texts in the early 1700s. Huh? Johann Kepler used it in 1615. I don't know. I don't know if it's bad. You're a schmuck. What's the matter with you people? I've got retardates here. We are, I thought this is a warehouse. No, it's warehouse work. I thought you said we are, it's hard for me to read. Warehouse work. Piers is making money. That's his motivation. His show is based on his brand ego, ties to elites. And by the way, he has been friends with Trump for 20 years. Trump is friends with anybody who he thinks is big. Our friend says, don't worry about pronouncing the name. It's Hawaiian. Fine, how are you? Beach freaking episode. Nailed it. Best freaking episode. Nailed it, boss. Ulu. By the way, Hawaii has the diphthong, 2 vowels together. Warehouse Work says, Piers is making money. That's his motivation. I think I saw that one. His show is based on a brand. Okay, I got that. Thank you. Jamie said, hello, you thought I was a babe. That's right. I didn't know. You're a man. I'm sorry. And I thought you were a gay man. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All my life, I've got to deal with morons. All my life. It's like people who use the word, they use the word, neocon. They use the word neocon for, they use the word neocon for a pro-war. And then these people used to say the people who use the word neocon were anti-Semitic. They said that Pat Buchanan, who would talk about the neocons, the Strausses and all that, that many of them were Jewish, so that when you came out against this, you've destroyed completely the whole notion of what being anti-Semitic is. You've destroyed it. Not you, but they have destroyed it. It's become this. It's like the word psychopath. Everybody's a psychopath. Everybody. You don't even know what psychopath means. Oh, but you're smarter than that. But we need stupid people, because stupid people allow us to understand how bad it is to be stupid. And they allows me to clarify stuff. When people come up and they say they don't know anything. And especially when they about religion, they don't know, especially in our country, they don't know dick about religion, especially the Bible. They've never read it. Well, they've read a few passages here and there. They've never studied it. It's like years ago, people would always give me grief about the Jesuits. They don't know what that means. Oh, it's New World Order or something. Say, oh my God, this is what we've got to do. See, this is great. See, I like this. I thought to myself, they're not going to be up at this time. But I think you're more. I'm always trying to find the right time. Maybe it's 8 o'clock. Maybe it's later. I don't know. And then you look at the specs on YouTube. They go, oh, don't go on at 10 o'clock. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. What are you talking about? Oh no, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when they're there. Yeah, but they may be there, but Candace was on Piers. You're asking me a question? Or are you making a statement? Candace was on Piers. I love you. Vacker heart. We need you. You're like the chuchong. We need you. Please don't go away. Please. Come up with another one. I think you're an antichrist. That was a good one. I couldn't have. And if I told people, they said it was the Antichrist. Antichrist? Well, they don't know what that means. By the way, who was it who talked about the Antichrist? The Antichrist is AI, because it's the deceiver. It's the deceiver. Look at the study. Go back to what the devil is. Go back to Lucifer. Look at the history. When did it take on this shape, this look of the cloven, not the cloven, but the hoof and the tail and the horns? When did that come about? What was that? And that's when it was created later on, picking up a lot of the themes from pagan, from Pan, the horns. Nothing in the Bible was like really vague about it. Nobody's ever studied it. And it's so easy. You've got so much research in your hand. Nobody. They have this kind of half-baked idea of what it means. You know what it reminds me of? I like watching a lot of these. I love watching videos, YouTubes, especially of, I love women, Karens getting arrested. I love it. I absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. So, the thing they'd say all the time is, they'll say something like, I know my rights. You can't do that. I say, what are you talking about? And they make stuff up about the law. They just make it up. I know my rights. They always say that. I know my rights. And they don't know their rights. And the whole thing is that people don't understand what the devil is. They've never studied it. I've studied it forever. I loved the devil because it was, I don't know if I think it may be more symbolic than anything else versus an actual Catholic Church believes it. Pope Leo has 2,000 more exorcists. And I said, isn't it funny how somebody in the middle of a possession just looks exactly like somebody who was schizophrenic? What does that tell you? Speaking in tongues, looks like crazy. That person's crazy. That person is possessed. How do you tell the difference? I don't know. Okay. Could be. But I have studied this because I was fascinated by it. And I love to see the history of things. I want to know more. Where does this come from? Nobody knows this. Go back and look at the various iterations of Jesus, like the Jesus that threw him the money changers, pissed off. The missing years Jesus, the St. Paul version. St. Paul never met Jesus, but I'm saying the way it is portrayed. Look at how the notion of the perfect of the Christ. Who was responsible? Look at, by the way, compare Mel Gibson's version of what happened versus the Protestant, because he's an Orthodox Catholic. It's fascinating. The passion of the Christ, not Jesus Christ, Jesus the Christ. Fascinating. And there's so much there. Read the book by Kenneth C. Davis. Don't know much about the Bible. You'll be amazed by it. You'll say, I didn't know that. How big was Noah's Ark? What was it? Nobody studied it. They don't. They remember this time when they swear they read it and studied it and compared the various interpretations. It never happened. Just like they swear they read the Constitution and studied, whether the Fourth Amendment, what happens by virtue of the incorporation by reference doctrine in Barron against Baltimore, incorporation by reference of the 14th Amendment. Oh, yeah, I read that. You never read that. You didn't read that. I kind of did. In my mind, I did. Just like people say, Vladimir Putin is evil. Why is he evil? Well, he just is. That crazy man, that crazy killer Gaddafi. Why is Gaddafi a killer? Why? Who'd he kill? What are you talking about? You want to talk about a killer? You want to talk about what? Turkey? You want to talk about Erdogan? Who? Ahmed Erdogan from Atlantic Records? They don't know anything about this. Ask people to tell you, what is Hezbollah? What is Hezbollah vis-a-vis the Lebanese? What do they think it is? What was George Washington to the colonial Americans, to the colonists here? What do you think he was? He was a radical revolutionary killer. He was a killer relative to the British. What was he all about? He's a saint to us, not to them. What is an advocacy party? What is a liberation party? What does that mean? Explain Hezbollah vis-a-vis the Lebanese. Explain that. Explain Hamas vis-a-vis Gaza. Explain. Where did Hamas come from? Where did it come from? Who came up with the idea of that? Who used to pay them? People say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, all I know is that you're an anti-Semite. Oh, okay. All right. So that's it? That's it. Don't ask any questions. All right. I'm used to this shit. I've heard this stuff my whole life. 9/11 was a good, oh my God. Oh, I'd get somebody. And the newest one. How about Megyn Kelly? I told you before. Megyn Kelly. I don't think Megyn Kelly is one of us. I think Megyn Kelly just wants to say, am I pretty? Do you think I'm pretty? Huh? Okay, Megyn, take it easy. Yes, I think that Tyler Robinson killed him. You what? Yes, yes. I was told Erica Kirk told me to come out and run a peace deal to broker peace between Erica and what are you, Kissinger? What are you talking about? Have you heard this bullshit of her? I don't know what she's on the Sean Ryan show. Ever hear Sean Ryan laugh like fingernails on a chalkboard? When he does his laughing, I think he's run out of people. I swear to God. What are you doing? Delta. Okay. Navy SEAL. All right. How many did you kill? Okay. Thank you. And you got the tattoo? Okay. Thank you. Next week, we'll talk to you. Oh, you're a Navy SEAL too. Okay. Warehouse work with Kim says Megyn Kelly is not one of us. I tell you, she's not one of us. Nope. Nope. She comes out and she like wants to do it. Megyn Kelly is not one of us. You're repeating yourself, and I appreciate that. You're doubling your money, but I thank you for that. She's not. Look at this. That's all these media women. Have you ever noticed this? These are folks, these are women who want so much to be pretty. Listen, I think, and from what I know, Candace Owens is a very, very proud woman. I think Candace Owens is very proud of what she believes in. I think she's proud of her faith. I think she's proud of her family. I think she's proud of her countenance, her elegance. But I don't think she's ever going to be one of those people where you got to say, yes, yes, Candace. Yes, yes, you're beautiful, Candace. Yes, yes, you are. Jamie Burlington says, Lionel, she strays on the fence. Megyn does. I've been saying that for about a couple of years. She's never said anything that really like grabs my, you know what I mean? Like she'll say, it's a very, how do I say this? This is, she does like leftovers. She's like the Piers Morgan. Like she gets the coast is clear. And she really doesn't come out and say, Megyn, what's your position about Charlie Kirk? Who do you think killed Charlie Kirk? Ooh, Tyler Robinson. That's it. You're out of here. Thank you. Thank you. And you must have you think J. Edgar Hoover. Oh, maybe a funny pun there, or Freudian slip. Maybe you think that what? That Lee Harvey killed him too? You believe that too? Is that what you believe? Huh? Huh? Is that what you believe? Oh my God. You don't understand. I cut my teeth on 9/11. Okay? And I had to go through this. A building did like this at free fall speed. Like there was nothing holding it, like pow, 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 charges, making way for it to fall. Just like a controlled demolition. It was obvious. And jet fuel doesn't do that. Oh, yes, it does. You don't know shit about jet fuel. 2 of them. And then at 5:20 p.m., number 3. And that wasn't even hit by a plane. That was carpet fire. And they looked me in the eye and they said, oh, yeah. And they said, you're crazy. I'm crazy? You're retarded. You can't think that. Remember, I'm sorry, bear with me. Remember Shanksville? Hey, where's the plane? It's there. Where? I got this obelisk here. Where? What a little. You remember the picture of this? Remember the picture? Remember that? I'll do one. You've seen this little dimple, a couple of fire trucks and some steam. What the hell is that? Well, that's Flight 93. Where? Where are the wings, the engines, 6-ton titanium engines, wheels, ailerons, stabilizers, windows, luggage, beverage carts, people, seats. Nothing. There's nothing there. 8 miles away in a place called Indian Lake in New Baltimore, That's where the debris field is. Gee, I wonder what happened. It blew up. It's scattered. Do I have to? No, it was windy. Windy? You think it picked up an engine and flew? What? I heard this. Well, no, it's in the ground. It was going so fast. It was going so fast. And there's a lot of mining that went on there. Yeah, that's it. That's it, mining. And there was a lot of mining. And because of the mining, it just absorbed. This is when I realized these people are, or maybe it was the Antichrist. I mean, I swear to God, they walk among us. These people have keys and sharp objects and families, and they vote. Remember when they said, don't you ever talk about stealing the election? Are you an election denier? Remember Philadelphia? Remember they had that cardboard? Don't look in here. They were dumping in votes. And Fox News settled with Dominion for almost $1 billion on one condition: fire Tucker. What? Can you believe this? That's when it was over. That's when it was over. That's when. Have you seen Fox? Do they still have? Is that Jesse Waters on? How about Ainsley, the one who married Hannity? Hannity at least is a smart guy. Hannity's doing a knockoff version of Sean Ryan. He's trying to be cool. Look, I'm smoking, drinking scotch. I got a cigar. Oh, there you go. Remember Ainsley? I love our troops. I love our troops. Ainsley, why are you crying? I don't know. That's all I know. I just love our troops. Okay, you love our troops. Anything else? No. Okay. We are walking among morons, but out of the morass, out of the miasma, out of the Everglades, the stench, the fetid swamp, out there, neath the waves, rose from the top through an apotheosis of sorts, named Candace Owens, and she walks among us. She speaks the unfettered, unfiltered, the brave truth. She is phenomenal. She is without peer. She is glorious. Glorious. And she is the top of the game. And that's why I said today, Candace, get it back. This is called an apostrophe. It's like when you pretend, it's like when, my Trump thing. Candace, remember, I'll ask poor Yorick. Remember something. Candace, Erica is gone bye-bye. Okay? Pretty soon, there's going to be nothing to say about her. You got a couple more stories out of her, a couple more bullshit things. But I'm telling you, it's going to be over with real soon. Okay? I'm just telling you. So we're going to move on from that. TPUSA is going to close up. Megan's going to work. I'm going to reach out and try to, bring a rapprochement, so to speak, between, tween these two. So we're going to talk about some good stuff because you are going to rule this world. And we're already, when you're in, and by the way, Ukraine is already striking. Remember, Russia has hypersonic missiles. Have you seen them? You can't see them. I mean, they're just hypersonic. It's a whole nother world. And that's why the president's got to say, effective today, no more Ukrainian money, no more Israeli money, no more nothing money. We have about 877 bases in about 90 countries. That's over with. Done. Finished. We'll keep the bases there. But we're bringing all this. We don't have any weapons here. We don't have any boutique weapons. It's over. It's done. Hey, Iran, you want to treat women like shit? It's up to you. Pfft, what do we care? I don't care. We used to hang black people. Hang them. Hang them real good. Because they were black. Nobody said anything. Nobody invaded us. Hell, we didn't get women. If you're a woman, we didn't give you the right to vote till the 19th Amendment, which is about 100 or so years after the 13th Amendment. So we freed the slaves before we gave you the vote. So don't give me this bullshit about how, oh, they're so backwards. Well, if it's so backwards, then do something about it. It's your goddamn country. Do something about it. Don't tell me. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to. We don't care about that. We're trying to knock out Israel's number one problem. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Hell, Bibi, he told you. Remember that bomb he had? Like that Roadrunner bomb, like Acme bomb with the fuse. And they go, here's the red line. You go, he's told you. He said this repeatedly. That's it. Done. Finished. Thank you. Have a nice day. And people say, I think it's AIPAC. Well, what about NATO? What about those guys? They were even big. And then the biggest of the big 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 is going to be big tech. Oh my God, you have no idea what's happening. I can't even tell you. AI is going to be the end of civilization. We're not talking ChatGPT. It is the end of civilization. They won't be able to stop it. It will be the worst thing you've ever seen. Think I'm kidding? You can't even imagine that. You think this poor schmuck here is talking about, oh, look at this. The 19th Amendment sucks. They all vote for the cutest or the woman. You want this guy? Seriously, you think this guy can handle the notion of recursive self-improvement? He's a moron. He's got 4 chromosomes to his name. And he's one of the smartest ones. Hell, he's up this late, spewing this bilge, this fetid, coagulated blech. He's one of the smartest. We've got people walking around here who are mentally retarded, brain dead, ambulatory, ossified, totally evacuated. They're Boeotians. They are stupices. By the way, stupex is like the ultimate of stupid. You know that? He's one of the best. He's one of the best. This whole place is, I mean, seriously, this is really serious. This is, oh my God. And poor Trump, bless his heart. Hey, we're going to have a 250th birthday. Who are we going to have on? Milli Vanilli? What? No. Can you imagine that? No, Mr. President. No, I'm serious. Who? I want Milli Vanilli. Mr. President, please stop fucking around with me. There is no Milli Vanilli. They're known for being ersatz and fugazi, and plus one's dead, and I don't know who the other one is. He had and Dave, or I remember Sam and Dave. One of them's dead. I don't know which one. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most talented people you ever see. Rick Shorty Long says, just wanted to thank you for all the kind words every time I chat with you. They mean a lot. I keep a thesaurus with me in case I ever get to have a conversation with you and the missus again. Have you ever seen this guy? Have you ever seen him? Have you ever seen Rick Shorty Long? Oh my God. By the way, how's our buddy, the singer? The one who sings, there we go. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Shorty Long and the Jersey Horns. Have you seen this? Have you seen this one? Do me a favor. You're not going to believe this. Now, you might want to say something. The first time you see Rick Shorty Long, you think, oh, I see. It's what? What is it? Well, it's what is it about Rick Shorty Long? Well, it's people think he's a novelty act. You know it's true, Dick. You know it's true. They're like, oh, it's a novelty act. Yeah, yeah. Watch him play. Here's his link right here. Wherever he is, shortylongrocks.com, you go see him. And he will knock your dick in the dirt, okay? This guy, the first time I saw him, I said, what's this? Then I thought, holy shit. Do me a favor, just watch him. Seriously, watch him. He is unbelievable. There's so much great talent out there. That's so much great. Not from some of the callers here. I think it's the Antichrist. You again? Uh-huh. What's the Antichrist there? I don't know. Okay, thank you for that. So, you're not sure what it is? No. Okay. Fair enough. Okie dokie. Well, there you go. That's it. You, and by the way, remember, some of the people, some of the folks, some of the smartest people who have ever lived, some of them were very, very devout. By the way, are you following? This is my sign up for my, what the hell, what do you call it? A newsletter on these energy farms, energy centers or data centers. That's the link. Sign up. No obligation, none of this stuff. And I'll never sell anything, but because you got to be careful when you give an email. But this is it one more time. Follow this. This is just click onto that, and I will send you some stuff, and you will learn. If you like good words, I got some good words for you. Oh, wonderful stuff. Anyway, it's getting late. You guys are just. I sound like hey guys, you guys are fun. I swear to God, I thought, you're not going to be up at this time. Hell, you're not going to be up. You are. You're up. Look at this, Don. Look at this. Let me tell you something. This languitis, it sounds like itis is an inflammation of the lingua, like tongue, like an invitation. What does languitis mean? But thank you so much. She's always here. Look at this. Look at some of these people. Mouth breathers unite. Oh my God. Some of the best stuff here. You've got to admit, seriously, you've got to, honest to God, you got to thank these people. You got to say, like, what the hell is the matter with these people? Seriously? I mean, do these people drive? Do they drive? Peter Thiel moved to Argentina. Peter Thiel is evil. That's closer to the Antichrist than sure as hell I am. You see that? We love you too there, Langitas. Your lives are educational and entertaining. Christine McPherson. Damn right they are. You're damn right. By the way, I got a new book the other day. This is I bought everything. There's a fellow named David Graham's, Grambs. This is called the Endangered English Dictionary. I love this stuff. And this is just my light reading. And I told you this the other day, but I'm going to tell you again. There's a word for a lawyer I've never heard, Legulian. Leguleian. Never heard that in my life. Legulian. And then beneath it is Leister. Leigh, like Leigh Taylor Young. Leighstr, a female liar. Not a liar. A female liar. Or distaff. Whenever you hear distaff, that means the female version of this. So the distaff moiety of a married couple would be the wife. Also, uxor from the Latin, but uxorious for wife. That's why when you sue a man and his wife, you'll say like John Smith et ux, ux. But here's a great one too. I think. Did you know what a leech finger is? A leech finger is your ring finger. Never heard this. One is pollux, hallux. I never forget. Pollux, I think, is your thumb. Hallux is your big toe. Anyway, the world is filled with these words for things that I never And the Germans are still the best because these come up. By the way, did you see Redacted today with Natalie and Clayton? That was so much fun. I started screaming, which is what I do, and I love to watch them because I like to make a point. And they're good people. They're good people. Very, very popular. They're coming in on 3 million. Seriously, serious. The best dictionary out there is the American Heritage. I don't know. Maybe OED is even better. Oxford, the Oxford. This is still one of this is so old. This is David Graham's. Here's another good one he did. You got this one here. This is yeah. This is probably the best of the best of the best. This is Graham's also. This is Dimbox's Epops and Other Quitums. This is great. This is just, oh my God. Look at this. A wowzer. The oppressively virtuous disapprover of such vices as gambling, shopping on Sunday, dancing, and the like. Oppressively because of wowzer's annoying tendency to try to reform non-wowzer. A wowzer is kind of a hyper-moralistic type. If you don't avail yourself of the words, you're missing the ability to describe things. And when you can describe things using different words, you understand better because you're having to think. When you want to talk about elections, you think about psephology, 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 like psychology, but with a PSE. Psephological, the hustings, on the hustings, on the campaign. Learn this. Another thing too is, ladies, know the difference between your vagina and your vulva. For the love of God, do it for me. You very rarely have ever seen your vagina. You really haven't. You haven't. You probably, unless you have a speculum and a flashlight and a good reflective mirror, you ain't seen it. You might have seen the introitus. You might have seen the vaginal os. You may have seen some other thing. You've not seen your vagina. You have not. I've not seen my urethra. I've seen the meatus, but I've never seen the urethra unless you have an x-ray. But the vulva is the external, your pudenda. And I hear this all the time from women. You remember that? My body, myself. Squatting over mirrors. You know what you do? Jump on top of it. Drop your drawers. Jump on top of a like one of those photocopiers and send it to a marine biologist and say, what's this? That'll scare you. Give me all your money or I'm unleashing this. Get back. Looks like the front row of a Willie Nelson concert. But I digress. Look at this. Poor Linguitis. Her inflammation is out of control. Holy fork. Lionel is snorting Adderall. Never tried Adderall once in my life. Never. I did in college. A friend of mine, his doctor gave us a Preludin, which was a great amphetamine. It's wonderful. Just one. But that's it. Me on Adderall? No. Nay. No. Look at this. Here we go. I want to party with this friend here. Here's a fun fact. You can be denied citizenship to Switzerland for being too annoying. I'm for it 100%. Jewish is ethnicity. Judaism is religion. Zionism is political. Thank you so much. The same thing as Islam is Islamism. Islamist versus Islamic. That's an Islam, and a person from Ireland is Islamic. That's a terrible joke. It's a terrible joke. And anyway, my friends, have we had fun tonight? How much have you had fun? Who's had the most fun? Raise your hand. An hour and 15 minutes. Listen, and I came in, I said, I'm going to give him a shot. All right, come to bed. I'll be in bed. She's out. You've loved this. And you know why? You know why? Because I'm a combination of other things. First of all, you trust me. Deep down inside, you trust me. You know I'm not going to hurt you. But number two, you hope I never get. I'm like that dog that you hope never gets loose. Because if I ever wanted to hurt people, it's not good. But I use this for peace. It's all about this. Money? No, this. It's my favorite joke. I've been saying this my whole life. It cracks me up. You know why I'm doing this, right? This. Money? No, this. What the hell is this? You know what it is. No, I don't know what this is. What is this? Okay? You're filthy. I think I love you. I think I love you. I'm not filthy at all. I'm not. Oh, no, no, no. If you wanted me to be filthy, oh, I could. And I would never say anything. Did you see that Saturday Night Live thing? About the if you wanted to be, when people talk about filthy, what is filthy? What does that mean? Filthy involves a particular activity that's got to be real. It's got to be true. It's got to be like, this isn't filthy. That's just funny. You know what I mean? You can go anywhere in the world. You know why? It's the first sound you make when you're a baby. First time you get attention. When you're, let me get the end. There we go. There we go. There we go. Basso profundo. That's it. Perfect. Sometimes when the humidity is perfect, I just want to go to the world and say, when you're a kid and you have to realize I'm here, you say, okay, I'm here. And then realize, I'm okay. Look at this, tech guy. Thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate that. But baby knows he's there. But the first time you get a laugh, and you know as a kid, they're not laughing at you. It's not mocking derision. It's support. Like, hey, see what he did? That was great. Ah, yeah. And you're saying, this is terrific. What I do? I fought it. Thank you. Thank you. Filthy is when you wake up with a cold sore. Filthy is when you wake up with a cold sore. Depends where the cold sore is. Remember the old lines? I promise, it's only a cold sore. Well, there's a couple other checks in the mail. I'd rather not go into the others as well. But no, filthy. Filthy, I think filthy denotes sexual. I think it denotes well, give me an example. When we used to prosecute pornography, we had these box of these VHS with I'm telling you, the cardboard sleeve that the tape came in was far more erotic than the movie. But we would look at this, and there would be pictures of women doing some things that were pretty weird. One time I used to joke. There was a show called years ago when I first started on radio, but it was just called. There was a show called Desperate and Dateless, and this woman named Liz Richards, who, by the way, I kind of replaced her when I first started. But it was a show called Desperate. Liz Richards, I think I did it, and then Paul Gonzalez. Anyway, it was this dating show. And these women would call up and say, hello, I like to make tapioca and I like quilting bees. And it was kind of like for old people. So I called up, and I was always, my character was Delma from Dover. From Dover. Dover was like this part of bad. Delma for Delmer. But I say, I'm just horny. And that was my whole thing. I'm just horny. So I said, put me on with this old lady. And he says, well, Mabel, there's a man who wants to talk to you. Well, I'll talk to him. I said, you're driving me crazy. I'll tell you what. If I get any more aroused, I swear to God, I'm going to lose consciousness. A periscope. Like blue steel, cat couldn't scratch it. I mean, you could cut glass with this thing. I'm telling you what, it's a Monongahela. Step back. I don't know how big it's going to get. Oh, my. And it was just, I said, I want to take you and some cream cheese, cover your whole body, put bean cherries, and knock them off with a slingshot at 25 feet. I'm just horny. And he, oh. And I just kept going. I want to see you. to walk on all fours and leave snail marks on the ground. Just terrible stuff. But it made you think about stuff. It made you, I'd give you a headboard coma. You'll wake up and give you the who shot John and what for? Does the smell of burning rubber bother you? What does this mean? I don't even know what it meant. But see, this is a whole see, this was just I just love that stuff. And there are some, I'm not going to tell you the jokes, but there are some jokes that I know that will crack you up. But they're base, but they're not too base. They're not just, you know what I mean? I know the limit. Anyway, because I'm a professional. Anyway, have we had fun? Have we had fun? Have we had fun? Yes, we have. And by the way, to this cretin, I don't know if he still was, I don't even know, Vanker Crudis, whatever the hell his name is. Thank you so much, because through your cretinism, through you waxing Boeotian-like, you have absolutely been a boon to the show, and I want to thank you. The whole bit was fantastic about the Antichrist. It was just terrific. In any event, thank you. I'm gonna get on my monkey clothes. I came right to the machine here to talk to you. Didn't even change clothes. I'm gonna talk to you. I just felt it. By the way, how did the I know you don't care about this. I don't really care either. But how did is this the final? Oh, the Knicks won 105-95. Only because they I just thought of something. Only because they they were just considered to be. That's fantastic. I want them to win because you know why? Because they said they can't win. You know, years ago there was this guy who was on radio, and he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, it's a cold day out there, and be sure you wear your knickers." And I called him and said, "May I ask you a question, sir? Must we resort to these racial epithets? Did you say what I think?" He says, "No," I said, "knickers." There you go again. No, I said, "My God, not even the N word? Have you no decency?" And then people will call him and say, "No, he didn't say." I heard him and you heard him too. Don't give me this stuff. You know exactly what you said. And I think it's disgusting. And this poor guy was I didn't say, don't do this. Stop it. Just stop it. Anyway, we had more fun. People fell for this. Probably like the poor guy with the Antichrist. Anyway, I love you. Please like the video. Look at Linguitas. Bless her heart. Burning rubber sounds like some friction going on. That's the whole idea. What about burning hair? Turn your head and cough. When you hit the bridge, wave. Anyway. Anywho, next we're going to tell some dirty jokes, but not now. It's 11:30 and I'm tired. Anyway, I love you. I honestly love you. I think Olivia Newton-John said it best, because you are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You are so beautiful. Isn't it a weird song? You are so beautiful to me. Now, to the rest of the world, you're a gargoyle. But as far as I'm concerned, people who need people are the luckiest people. What? All right, my friends, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams. And by the way, sign up for this newsletter. Sign up. It's a beaut. It's a beaut. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great and a glorious day. I love you. You know what? We may do this. I don't know. We'll see. I know the next time it'll be a complete flop, but you got to mix it up. Anyway, love you folks. Talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.